The first thing we're going to do is review basic exponents, because as I said yesterday, if you actually understand what is happening with exponents, then everything with them is easy. Even next year, when you start dealing with negative exponents and with exponents that are fractions, if you know what's going on, everything is easy. Now, all of you are expecting to go into Math 10 next year, so this unit in Math 10 is particularly difficult for the students for whatever reason. So today's lessons are what you need to be really good at with exponents to go into grade 10. Okay? So, quick reminder. What does that mean? Do not evaluate it. Tell me what it means, Riley. It means 3 times 3. How did you know it meant 3 times 3? Okay, so this little number, the exponent, tells you what? Times what? The 3, which is the base, right? Would it matter if these were written with any other symbol? No, it wouldn't. The rules would still apply, right? So everyone's cool with that, yeah? How many different ways can I write now? Listen to me. How many different ways can I write this value? That's 1. How else could I write it? The key word there was the value. 9. That's the second way. How else can we write it? In math class, how else do you see this written? 3 squared. We got that right here. Yes, absolutely. 3 times 3, 9. Is there any other way we write 3 times 3? I'm doing this for a reason, guys. Trust me. Paneet. Okay. Think back to Mrs. Bad Crumble's class. How did you write 3 times 3? It wasn't with a dot. Yeah, 3 times 3. And is there another way we write 3 times 3 in math class? Brackets. Yes, thank you. Okay? It is key for you guys to recognize that all of those are the same thing. Okay? Something that really gets under math teachers' skins is when you guys do a bunch of work, you say you get it, and then we write it slightly differently, and then you say you can't do it anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? It would be like you wear a blue shirt every day, and your mom puts out a black shirt one day, and you're like, I don't know how to put that on. That's essentially what you're saying to us when you say you can't do it. Okay? That's a problem. Especially in math, because rules are rules, right? There's nothing weird about them. They're always the same. So, the next thing we got to remember is exponents are what operation? Multiplication. Everything in math for you guys up till calculus, every single thing you do is add, subtract, multiply, and divide, which you all learned in Mrs. Bad Crumble's grade 3 class. So there's no reason for math to be difficult, because it's all these things you learned in grade 3. You're all in the 9th grade now, right? You all can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, right? So all this should be no problem. Exponents are just multiplication. So as long as you understand all of this, you understand everything you need to know about exponents. Okay? Everybody cool? It's just exponents, it's just multiplication, and looks don't matter, right? What would this be? X cubed. Right, ooh, triple X, it's pretty naughty, Arsh. This is a PG classroom. X times X times X. Which is, of course, why we stopped writing it the way Mrs. Bad-Crumble wrote it, yes? Because in grade 9 and 10 and 11 and so on, we deal more with letters than we deal with numbers, don't we? Especially in math class. So I can't go x, 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 and somebody says, it's x to the 5th. Right? So even though that's not numbers, we know the rules stay the same. Right? Okay, so let's go ahead with this. What is 2 to the 4th? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Yeah? Right? We know that. We're not stupid. Right? Now, 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 3rd. What's that? 2 times 2 times 2. What operation is happening in the middle? Times again. Now, what do we know about math guys? They're lazy. Are they going to write that many 2's? What is this really? 2 to the 7th. So what is this really? If this is this, and this is this, and this is this, then what is 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 3rd? 2 to the 7th. Now most of you have already done Math 9, so you already knew that. Right? So, what's the shortcut? When we multiply what? Not exponents, because we're not multiplying the exponents. What do we call the whole thing? Powers. When we multiply powers, what kind of powers? Because what do you notice about that and that? They got to be the same base. When we multiply powers of the same base, I'm going to highlight that because you guys make errors on that. When we multiply powers of the same base, we add the exponents. Now, when do we add the exponents? When they're the same base. Right? What if the exponents are weird? Like, what if the exponents are not pretty, like 4 and 3? What would you do? You'd still add them. Why? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Now, this doesn't happen to you guys in grade 9, but if I gave you this, 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 1/4, what would you do with those exponents? No. That's not 2 1/2. That's 2 with the exponent 1/2. So what would you do, Dylan? You would add them to get 2 to the 3/4. Correct? Even though it looks weird, that's what you would do. Because you have to add the exponents. Because this makes sense, doesn't it? You know 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You know 2 to the 3rd is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And if you're multiplying them together, that's all just multiplying, repeated, isn't it? What if it was a variable? X to the 4th and x to the 3rd. Then what would the answer be? X to the 7th. Everybody got it? Doesn't matter what it looks like, the rule still applies. Okay? Just like if we were Klingons and we were practicing math on Klingon homeworld, and I was saying, what is Kraplach times Hekpach? You would still add the exponents. Understand? None of you know what Klingons are, so it doesn't matter. They're the bad aliens from Star Trek. Which, July 22nd, new Star Trek movie. Can't wait. I know it was a bit of a geek check, but who cares? I get to be a geek. I'm a math teacher. Here I've given you 3 examples, all written differently. Right? All 3 of those examples are written in a different way, but they are all what operation? Multiplication of powers with the same base. So does it matter what they look like? No, we just follow the rule. What is this one? 5 to the 3 plus 4 to get 5 to the 7. See, everybody can do math. What's the base here? 1 second. What's the base here? -6. Why is it -6? Because it's in brackets. To the 2 plus 3, which is -6 to the 5th. And what's this one? 7 to the 2 plus 1. Because we remember what exponent lives right there that we never write? 1. So that is 7 cubed. Now listen to me. As always, I get the question, do we have to show our work? And as always, I give you the same answer. The more work you show, the easier the work is to do. Obviously, with this question, you're adding 3 and 4. I trust that grade 9 students can add 3 and 4. What I don't trust is when this is the first step out of 20. And I know this because I have been marking math papers longer than you people have been alive. And the number 1 kid that does the worst is the kids that never ever show work. Because they think they know what they're doing. Because all math is easy steps, isn't it? Right? All the math we do, I could do a whole page calculation, and every step is easy, isn't it? But putting it all together is difficult. Right? If you were to read a book, would it do you any good to read just the last chapter? No. Of course not. You need to read it all, or it makes no sense. Puneet.
I have a question about our math unit thing.
Then it can wait. Everybody good? Remember, the key here is no matter what it looks like, you follow the rules. So you guys fill that in. Go. Take literally 2 seconds to fill that in. I don't even care if you fill in the blanks. You can just put the answers. Here's the next problem. Many of you don't read the instructions. Okay? Because on a test, would any of this be there for you? No. I would say write as a power, and this is the answer. But some of you would punch that into your calculator, 2 to the 9th, and give me that. Do you understand? Okay? There's a reason that I put the instructions. There's a reason you need to know how to do it to leave it as a power. Okay? I do not want, this is what I do not want. Okay? And I'm going to write it in red. Because do not do this. Because there are kids that with your calculators you will do this. You will go 2 exponent 5 times 2 exponent 4, then hit equals. And you will tell me the answer is 2 exponent 5 times 2 exponent 4. You will tell me the answer is 512 because you have punched into your calculator. That does not show me you understand anything about math. Do you get it? I can teach a monkey with enough bananas to make their calculator to do exponents. Does that mean they know math? No. Okay? There's a guy in the early 1900s that made literally millions of dollars taking his horse around the United States to fairs because he said his horse could count. And the horse counted by tapping its foot on the ground. So that the guy would say, "Horse, what's 4 plus 5?" And the horse would start tapping. And the horse would stop at 9. And all the rubes and all the country bumpkins were like, "That's amazing." No, dude, it isn't. Because, dude, just chill, man. Don't be a country bumpkin. Watch me. Watch my face. Start tapping when I finish talking. Are you ready? Yeah, you. Watch my face. Stop tapping when I finish talking. Okay? What is 4 plus 5?
What?
Did you see what I did? I winked when you got to 9, yes? If you're looking at me, you're the horse. And the people behind me can't see my wink.
We'll still wink at a horse and tell him to stop tapping. That's kind of...
Do you have a dog? Does he sit?
Yeah.
Does he shake a paw?
Yeah.
Does he lie down?
Yeah.
Can you teach an animal tricks? You don't think a horse is smarter than a dog?
Horse is so big.
Wow. Sometimes telling stories to you guys isn't worth my time. Every time you start it the same way you teach every animal and students anything. Right? You start with the horse. As soon as he taps, you give him a reward. A sugar cube, an apple. It doesn't matter. Okay? So the horse is smart. Hey, when I tap, I get a sugar cube. Then you start asking him questions. What's 4 plus 5? The horse knows that when you stop talking, it's time to tap. Then, when you want the horse to stop, you do something. It doesn't have to be a wink. It could be anything. You could scratch your head. Right? You could point to the audience. It wouldn't matter. As soon as you point to the audience, if the horse stops, you give it a treat.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And the guy made millions of dollars. Well, it wasn't millions because it was the early 1900s. It was like tens of thousands. But in our money, it was millions. And everyone is like, "That dude's amazing." So whenever you guys see crap like that, like the chicken that can play memory and stuff, it's just training. That's all it is. The cards are set up so the chicken knows where they are. And through rewards, they learn how to do it. Same way rats get through a maze faster. What?
There's this video and it's of this like this Taliban group. It's like on Instagram or something, right?
So it's obviously real.
It's real.
Of course it's real. It's on the internet. Everything on the internet's real.
There's an article about it.
Oh, because nobody could write a lying article, but carry on.
And it was on Snapchat. They can't lie.
Of course not. Nobody lies on Snapchat.
And they gave this monkey a AK, and this guy started shooting everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He was shooting everyone. Yeah, it's crazy. How do you know how to shoot a gun?
He pulled the trigger.
Monkeys that's really smart. They're like.
It's got nothing to do with really smart. Triggers are very easy to pull. That's why when you watch real...
He was holding it properly.
Yes, I know he was holding it properly, because he'd seen it happen once or twice. Monkeys aren't stupid. And you will notice if you watch a show, watch a movie or a TV show, and it's somebody who really knows how to handle a gun, not some idiot gangbanger pointing it sideways, going, "Yo, yo, yo!" Because nobody points their gun sideways except morons. Because when you shoot a gun sideways, the shell comes out the side and hits you in the face. And it's really, really hot. Which is why real people that shoot guns hold them vertically so the shells exit that way. And if you hold the gun that way, you can't aim it because you're an idiot.
Tell the black guy.
This looks cooler, yo, 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 than this. Even though this, unless you're 4 feet away from the guy, isn't going to hit you.
But, okay.
So anyways,
A black state. I'm not trying to be racist.
yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
The second you said that, you said something racist.
How? Did I say anything about...
The second you said that.
I said a black state.
Not that. The other thing.
What? That black people shoot like this?
Yeah. Or why do they use like that too?
That's the definition of racism. The absolute definition. Saying something is...
It's stereotypical. Like,
No.
people can't drive.
No.
That's not racist.
Yes, it is.
It's stereotypical.
The definition of racism is when you say anything is based on someone's race. That's the definition
That's
of it.
stereotyping.
No.
No, it's not.
I
No.
learned that in English class.
Your English class is wrong.
I got an A in English.
Great. They're wrong. You are right. It is stereotyping. But because you are using race as your base, it is racism. Blondes are stupid. That's not a racism thing because there's no race to blonde people. That's stereotyping. Okay?
Chinese people aren't a race. They're a cult. No, they're like ethnicity.
Oh my
Ethnicity. Isn't it
Okay.
Ethnicity. Just their-
So you do not do this. You make sure you do this. Okay? Shooting guns sideways.
How do we get
How
to
did we
that?
get to that?
Shooting guns sideways. Oh, right. The reason that you watch real shows and you see real people who really handle guns, and if this is the trigger, for example, it's got a trigger guard, they never have their finger on it. It's on the guard. Because triggers are easy to pull. The slightest touch will pull a trigger, especially on an automatic weapon, which is why the monkey was able to shoot. Now, the other thing that you don't know about automatic weapons is they automatically, every shot makes the gun go up a little bit. So if you have a rifle, you have to aim a little lower because there's going to be kickback. Now the problem with automatics is people don't know how much kickback there is, so the gun goes crazy, like a fire hose. That is also why when you watch real documentaries of people firing guns in wars, they are not doing it like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's shoot, 3 shots, so they can hold the gun and keep it in control. No, we are going back to math. Everybody is good with Exponent Law 1, yes?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you guys are smart kids. What is the inverse of multiplication? Excellent. Okay? So, if we multiply powers, not mut powers, mult powers, we add the exponents. Right? That's what we just did. 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 2 is 2 to the 6th. Yes? We just learned that. Everybody can do it in their sleep, right? That's adding, right? That's all you do whenever you are multiplying. That's review. We've already done that. Now, if I'm going to invert that, so divide powers, then what do you think I do? Subtract. 2 to the 4th divided by 2 squared must be 2 to the 2 because we subtract. That just makes sense, doesn't it? If I inverse the operation I am doing, I should probably inverse the math that I am performing. Now, a great many people don't take the time to go any further than that, right? Most people are like, okay, multiply, add, divide, subtract. And they stop there, right? Okay? I don't like to stop there because if you stop there, you, again, don't know what is really going on. Okay? So, down here where it says Exponent Law 2, that's where we're going to write what it is. But in this blank space, I'm going to tell you what it means. This is more important than multiply, add, divide, subtract. Okay? What I'm about to do is what you really need to know. 2 to the 4th divided by 2 squared. That's one way of writing it, yes? Okay, give me another way of writing it. I should have done this in a different color. Give me another way of writing that. Paneet.
2/4 over, like, the denominator.
2/4 over 2 squared. Absolutely correct, right? Okay. Now give me another way of writing this without exponents. Right.
2 times 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 2.
Yeah? Okay. What do you get to do whenever you see the same number in the numerator and the denominator? Nope. What do you get to do anytime you see the same number in the numerator and the denominator? Nope. Divide it. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So this is going to be 1 times all this, yes? So does 1 times anything change it? No. So this is what your math teachers call canceling. What do I get to do here? Cancel again. What's left? 2 times 2. How do we write 2 times 2 in lazy math way? 2 squared. Does everybody get it? That is why the subtraction thing works. Okay? Now, there is one warning here. This isn't going to happen to you in grade 9, but I want to prepare you for the 10th grade. What do you think would happen if I had this? 2 to the 3rd divided by 2 to the 5th. What would that be? Right. That would be 2 to the negative 2, which means something different. You don't need to know it until next year. But you need to be aware that the rule still applies. Okay? The other thing that might get you is this. 2 to the 3rd divided by 2 to the negative 2. Now that you know negative exponents exist, what would you do here? Subtract it. What's 3 minus negative 2?
1.
No. 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 No.
Negative 5.
No. Wow. Good thing we did that whole unit on adding and subtracting. 3 minus negative 2. 2 to the 3 minus negative 2. 2 to the positive 5. If you knew it, why didn't you say so? How did you did subtract it? 3 minus minus 2.
Now I get it.
Okay. So is everyone cool with the second exponent law? All right. Oops.
Aren't we on the second law now?
Yes. And I'm going to highlight when we divide same base, we subtract the exponents. Okay, now again, I cannot stress this enough. If you can't remember this stuff, and in grade 9, there are 5 important exponent rules. If that is too many to remember, then make sure, if you understand regular exponents, then you don't need any of these laws, do you? If you understand that 2 to the 4th, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, divided by 2 squared over 2 squared is 2 squared, and you understand canceling, you don't need to know the laws, do you? Because that's just the way math works, which you already know from grade 6, even though you don't think you know. Cool? All right. So let's do this one. Remember, there's 2 ways to write this, right? What's the other way we would write that?
4 times
we could do that. We could write that as well. And it's 4 to the 5 minus 3, which is 4 squared. Yeah? Yeah. What's this one going to be? To the 7 minus 2, which is negative 2 to the 5th. Now, just quick reminder, will that answer be positive or negative?
No negative. Because it's in brackets.
That's part of the right answer. There's one other part of the reason. Because you're right, it is going to end up negative. It took you a few swings to get there, but it is going to be negative. And part of it is because the negative is in the brackets. What's the rest of the answer? Because this would not be negative. So what is it about this one that keeps the answer negative? Dylan?
The exponents are odd.
The exponent is odd. This is negative 32. Okay? This is positive 16. Everybody good with that? Now please notice there is a new word here that you probably have not seen in a long time. Quotient. That is simply the answer in a division question. Just like in multiplying, it's a product. In adding, it's a sum, and in subtracting, it's a difference. Okay? I like to use the real words, because as you go further on in math class, your teachers, and if you go to university or even trade school, your instructors are not going to tell cute little stories. Like if you want to go be an electrician or a plumber. Because believe me, there is a buttload of math in electricianing and plumbing. Everybody thinks there isn't. I'm just going to be a plumber. You can't add. That's okay, I'm going to be a plumber. No, you're not. I'm going to be an electrician. You can't multiply. What do you mean? Why would I have to multiply? Run, wire, cut. It's not that easy. So, you guys fill that in? It should, again, literally take 2 seconds. Is this answer right that I just wrote in red? No. It is not. Will it evaluate to the same answer? Yes. So you have to be careful. If you tell me this is the answer, I'm going to mark it wrong. Because it's not. Everybody cool? Okay. What's this one? Damn, I always forget to change color back when I do something. What's the answer here? 8. There you go. Right? Because we never write 1 as an exponent, but we have to remember it's there. And this one? 9 to the 6th. Everybody good? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Add, subtract. We're in the 9th grade, 10th grade, we can add and subtract. So now we put it all together. Okay? Now, once there is more than one operation, what previous rule applies? Bed mass. Bed mass applies. When? Always. Now, since these are just add and multiply and divide, we only need to go left to right, don't we? Because multiply and divide are the same thing. Yeah? So, This is where I'm going to start. And once again, in your notes, I would recommend showing your work. This is 2 to the what? 5th. Okay? That is enough work being shown. Divided by 2 to the 4th, then becomes 2 to the 2 to the 2? Oh, just 2. All right, I heard you say 2 to the just 2. Okay, yes, just 2. Because we wouldn't write 1, right? It's implied. Now, is it okay to write it there and then realize afterwards, oh, no, Mr. Myers, you just wanted 2. And you've done your work in pen, and I tell you not to do your work in pen, but you do that and you circle the 2. Does that tell me that you know what you're doing? It would tell me that you know what you're doing. But that is one of the reasons I ask you to work in pencil. Everybody cool? I have an answer.
If you read through part one of the pencil, you get it wrong.
What did I just say?
I didn't hear.
Exactly. Yes, I will be marking it wrong because you never write the exponent 1. Your final answer cannot have the exponent 1. Ever. Anywhere. Got it? Okay. This one. I just go across in order. Right? So what is it? I got to go -2. I'm going to do the first one in my head, which is 5 minus 3. I'm going to write it on my notes because we're doing notes, which is -2 to the 2. Times -2 to what?
1.
The 1. It's not there. I'm doing work. Is this my final answer? No. So am I allowed to write it in my work? Would I suggest writing it in your work? Yes. Every time. So you don't forget about it. Then in my final answer, -2 to the 3. Everybody good? Everyone is good? Okay. Now, the next, you guys fill this in, and then we'll talk about the next thing that worries me. Why is there an extra blank here when I get to 4 squared? What is this extra blank doing here? Because I've filled in every blank. I should be done, shouldn't I? Evaluate. I changed the instruction here to see if I could catch anyone. What is it really? I'll help you out. 16. Now do this one. What's this answer? Just 9. Why? Because the bracket includes the negative. So this is -3 times -3, which gets me +9. Okay? Everybody cool? Okay, now here is some mistakes you guys are going to make. What's that answer? Just apply the laws. What law gets applied there? Dylan. It's not multiplication, so is there a law? No. So you got to evaluate this. What's 5 squared? 25. Plus, what's 5 cubed? 125. So the answer is 150. Big mistake. Kids make it all the time. We're learning exponent laws. I put 2 bases together, but I put a plus, and everyone's like, it's 5 to the 5th. Cool? giant mistake kids make. And of course, if I do subtraction, it's the same thing, yeah? If I gave you this, 5 to the 3 minus 5 to the 2, whole bunch of kids tell me, oh, it's 5, 3 minus 2, because you're subtracting because the exponents have the same base. Meh, 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 meh. Of course it isn't, is it? That's 125 minus 25, which is indeed 100, which has nothing to do with 5 as an exponent, does it? Cool? Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay? Now here's the next one that messes kids up. These are mess ups, okay? What is this? Eh? Is there an exponent law for that?
Yes.
What?
Multiplication.
I'm multiplying, they're not the same base.
Oh.
Oh. So how many of you would say that that was 32 to the 4th? Do you see why a kid would say it was 32 to the 4th? They'd go 4 times 8 is 32, then they would add the exponents. This, there's no law. Why? Bases are different. Now, I will tell you there's a way to deal with that, but we're not going to do it until number 3. Okay? Cool? Everybody good with that? So, of course, there's the same thing there. Now, here's the next mistake kids make. They screw this up because they haven't really been paying attention. They will tell me that 2 squared times 2 cubed is 4 to the 5th. Wrong. Bases don't change. Okay, this is the other mistake that kids make all the time. They actually multiply the bases. All right? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8:50. Class goes till 9:15, which gives you plenty of time to work on Exponent Laws Part 1. I'm going to change it slightly, as I always do, because it is summer school. But these are so important that I am not going to make as drastic a cut as I often do. Remember, if I highlight in yellow, you do that work. Normally.
I know. Riley, take this one. I have.
Pay real close attention to the instructions for number 10. Every other letter means, yeah, A, C, E. That's where I'm going to stop you. And you got 23 minutes with which to get that done. That shouldn't be a problem. And we are going to quiz
Third one.
right in here before we finish the unit. Ooh. Oh, I always sit on my left foot. I'm such an idiot.
You know that's on the recording, right?
What, that I'm such an idiot? I already know I'm an
Did
idiot.
you watch the recording from yesterday?
Yeah,
Not on
the
it.
vegetarian thing, like,
Took it out. He edits it.
No, I didn't. I just wasn't recording then. I'd already finished the lesson. I thought I was. How many times have you guys watched me start a whole lesson, forget that I've not recorded?
I'm not sure.
I always forget whether it's recording or not. I am recording right now.
The racist thing was.
See?
Yeah, the racist thing
What
was
racist?
recorded.
Sure it was. I want that recorded because I need people to know that you guys don't actually know what the definition of racism is. Although I know.
I know.